Hello everyone, it's Dmitry. Welcome to episode 2 of my new show where I'm trying different ciders, and also after we try the ciders we go to check the market, and my plan is to check like different countries. I'm planning maybe have 50 episodes, like checking the 50 countries. This is the second. Last one was about New Zealand market. We looked at the jobs for data engineers, we looked for the jobs for data analysts, BI, and now we're going to Australia. And today, I'm lucky, I have one bottle of Australian cider, Sidewood, Adelaide Hills. I will show their website shortly, but I have actually very awesome opener in the whale form. Yeah, let's try it. And it's handcrafted apple cider sourced only from orchards, apples. Is it dry? No added sugar. Probably it's dry, I don't know. I'm not good in tasting different kind of alcohols, but cider is good, it's not strong. And it's Friday anyway, like work day is almost over. And I bought it on Fiji, and yeah, traveled from the Fiji to Canada, so just one bottle. Very good, yeah. And by the way, if you have any kind of ciders from all around the world, yeah, share with me. We'll try the cider, give feedback, and we check the jobs of this country or this city, whatever you want. Yeah, let's go to my share screening and go through the details for the rest of this episode. So now we can see I do the screen share. This is my cider, and we're ready to start. First I want to show you Sidewood website. Looks like a really nice place. Family business, it's probably good, and I think they actually focus on the wine, and you can see they have like sparkling wine. So probably my wife will be very exciting to try. By the way, we're planning to go to Australia next winter, and maybe we'll do the Surfalytics bootcamp. And this summer we're doing Surfalytics bootcamp with surfing and data and events in Tofino, BC. You can check what is it. But next winter it will be summer in Australia, and a good time for Surfalytics bootcamp in Australia. So if you're from Australia, let's connect. Let's try to organize something cool. Yeah, that's their team. That's their website. They have restaurant. Then looks great. So highly recommend. And the cider is great too. Yeah. I also checked them on the map, or maybe not, because yeah, it's here. It's Australia, and I bought this, as I said, I bought this cider in liquor store in Fiji. So they're here outside of Adelaide. I've never been in Australia yet, but it's funny actually. Before moving to Canada, I always wanted to move to Australia, and unfortunately I failed my English test and moved to Canada, and I'm already spent like 10 years in Canada. So the very first time we'll go to Australia next winter. And probably we're gonna to check some jobs in Adelaide, and then we check, of course, the Melbourne and Sydney, and also we'll check the real estate cost. As far as I could understand their real estate websites that I opened, trying to, for example, for myself, for my family, 3 bedrooms, so we can see what price. Because last time we did New Zealand, and we know the prices, we know the job market, we know the tools. So let's try to learn what they have in Australia. I also maybe ideally I need to check how many data centers we can find from AWS, from Azure, from Google Cloud, and this may be the shape their job market, but I assume it's almost equally. So let's first start from jobs. I will start from data engineer in Adelaide. What we have, and the first job we can see is a business intelligence developer. That is a very good sign, because, for example, I don't like data analyst job itself. I more prefer business intelligence developer, because data analyst job could be the WAG, could include many different things, and it's not super clear what exactly to do. With business intelligence developer, it's clear what to do. So usually you work with BI tools, you work with dashboards, you build dashboards. You just need to know what tools, what data warehouse they use. Let's try to check this job. Open new tab. Business intelligence, and this is Adelaide, posted 28 days ago. You can see this experience with data warehouse. I already published almost half of the model 1 for my course. We talk a lot about data warehouse and the roles of business intelligence developer and data analyst, and how they communicate with data warehouse. So in this case, it means you need to be able to query the data warehouse either through BI tool. Maybe you need to establish connection. You need to understand what GDBC or DBC driver means and how you can successfully extract the data. You might have some performance issue, or even you can get some issues with the numbers. In this case, you need to be able to find the data transformations or ETL pipelines or ETL jobs, dive in, do some working backwards to find where's the data coming from, what's the sources, what's the right numbers, and many other things. In terms of the stack, they're using Microsoft BI stack, and it's not yet clear. It's probably the Power BI. They don't specify it's a hybrid mode. That's probably important to know. And they don't tell what's the salary you can. But it's nice that they publish employer questions. That's something interesting. In 150 words, you press experience as a BI developer. Yeah, ChatGPT can tell you exactly this. Yeah, maybe if we fit those questions to ChatGPT, we'll get the answers and slightly modify them, so a couple minutes. But yeah, here is also, you see it's version control systems like Git, TFS. The model 0, I already spent the time to let everyone know that doesn't matter you're analyst, BI developer, data engineer, you have to work with Git systems, you have to work with CLI, and even understand what's the Docker. Experience the statistics and machine learning. I think they ask too much for BI developer, but if you have like just basic understanding of machine learning, there is like supervised, unsupervised, some Python packages, that's probably enough. And statistics is important, but for data use cases, very often very narrow. For example, with average, with mean, or maybe they're running A/B testings, and in this case, you need to say, oh, this test A is statistically significant and it's better, not just because it's like some kind of result you got, but actually you need statistically tell that's right. And it could be applicable for other metrics as well. I think it's a good job. I don't know what the Home Smart is doing. Architects, information technology is probably the team. Okay, let's move next. Yeah, I search for data engineer, I find BI developer, it's fine. The data engineer job opportunity, as usual, we need to understand the tooling. You see they're running on-premise, or they find with Azure, they're running integration service, reporting service, so it's Microsoft data stack, MDS, maybe it's something related. I know MDX for analysis service with the cubes. Not sure what they have here. So Power BI, of course the Power BI because Microsoft stack. The PowerShell scripting. In my tutorials, I focus on the Bash and VSL, but looks like those folks, they really like the Windows environment, the PowerShell, not big difference. They also are like source systems that they're using and extract, probably you need to extract the data and load into data warehouse. That's it. And you work on data warehouse, agile, and experience with data integrations and API. So more or less API is the same. The use cases, a bit of BI, again BI, data accuracy, business knowledge solutions, develop integration, data modeling. So traditional data engineering work, I can name this position as a ETL developer. So that's fine. No compensation package, unfortunately. Okay. Let's check the next one. Maybe a couple more for Adelaide, and then we move to the primary destination, Melbourne and Sydney. Bridgestone, Australia. Okay. We see the CI/CD is important. Azure DevOps. Again, we see like it's the third job we're looking, and they're using Microsoft and Azure. So it's probably similar like New Zealand. Really high presence of Microsoft stack and Azure. Oh, we see the SAP. So they're using SAP as ERP systems. SAP BW is for SAP ERP systems. They have built in. It's not the data warehouse. It's more like cubes that require special knowledge. And it's really the market for this stuff is really narrow. But if you like, usually people they focus on SAP, BW, maybe SAP ABAP to write the extractors, and it's the kube. It's similar to analysis services, some kind of kube, and it's not very friendly. So, but it's Bridgestone is a huge corporation. Of course, they're running something like SAP. SQL, Spark, Python. It's not clear what kind of Spark they use. It's probably on top of Azure. Could be HD inside, could be Synapse, I don't know, Databricks. Yeah, the job description not that good. So it's just the bunch of tools, but not specific, nothing specific. Another one, data and applications engineers. So the first ever salary we can see. Oh, this one more salary. Data and analytics, architect, engineer, all together. So, yeah, this salary aligns with what we saw in New Zealand, but I assume maybe it's not senior. Maybe for senior you could get more. But my expectations in Australia, salary should be higher than New Zealand. Full-time position. They don't tell us it's a hybrid. Yeah, that's why I heard that seek.com.australia is very good and probably the most popular in Australia, but honestly LinkedIn is more convenient for me. Maybe it's less jobs there, but if jobs there, they have good descriptions and everything clear. Maybe I just need to use to work. They again like some kind of ERP systems that probably they need to extract data. Again, ERP. SQL Guru. So interesting. It's like data application. It's more like data or SQL developer job than as actual data engineer. Not good example. Flinders University. Senior data analytics architect and engineer. Yeah. They forgot to mention maybe like product managers / like head of analytics. The salary not that good again, but I don't know what is it. Maybe it's like the bonus. It's probably contract for 2 years. Higher education officer. Interesting. Yeah. Again, the job descriptions is weird. We can see that they're using lots of Azure. For example, I recently just published my second book on Azure Data Factory with my team of co-writers with Azure Data. So Azure Data Factory is one thing you should use on Azure. the simplest, and it's cover all the services. And overall, Azure capabilities for analytics, they're quite good. They have many different tools and they have really good integrations with itself. This is one. And the second, if we talk about security, and by security I mean in terms like networking, so you can completely shut down your public access, you can use private endpoints. This is important. So whenever you see topics on Azure or like requirements for the Azure, think about, especially for data engineering role, think about infrastructure, and you can check what is private links and private endpoints, how to shut down the public access, and how to make things work together. So assuming they have Databricks, they're reading from the storage accounts, they're using Data Factory to orchestrate Databricks jobs. Maybe they use SQL database for something, maybe backend, maybe something else. Oh, they have gym and childcare. That's probably good things. Evidence you up to date COVID. I was thinking COVID is over, and I don't know. Maybe it's not over for them, but that's probably it. Okay, now I can quickly check data analyst jobs. You see intelligence analyst, like the salary starting 60. I don't think for immigrant like 60,000, it's not that good. Yeah, that's better. Data analyst, yeah, the same salary as a data engineer. And I think for data analyst role, this is what you need to target, like 120 at least. And probably for senior role, you can get even more. It's good, like you see, oh, junior business data analyst like 110. We can check what junior are doing. And looks like Adelaide provide lots of data jobs. Okay, what we have here, 110, 120. So, well, looks like lots of ETL works. Develop ETL, it's probably like ETL developer or data engineer, and it's good to start doing this as a data analyst and then transition to like more engineering work. Again, they're using SQL Server. So far, all the jobs they check, they have SQL Server. Okay. Design, implement database structures, ArcGIS enterprise systems for spatial analysis visualization, developing data models. So nothing really critical here. Basically, you need to be able to connect to the source data, maybe building some kind of transformation of data using the SQL. They didn't specify what kind of ETL tool they use. Maybe it's just the SQL and like T-SQL procedures on SQL, and it's probably not the cloud position. For the junior business data analyst, so the job title business data analyst is not that good because it's either business analyst or the data analyst. And usually the business means for me that the person works a lot with the business stakeholders, collect the requirements, and data means it's do hands-on work. Maybe they mean this person should do both, but data analyst by default doing all those things. So for junior, it's quite good salary. I don't know what this company, SKL, means, but probably what we saw so far with salaries, this is quite good. I don't recommend anyone to apply to the junior position. Just forget this word. I'll only apply for the data analyst roles. Because, for example, you junior, after 3 months you learn everything in the job and you're not junior anymore. But you will have the junior salary for like a year and a half at least. That's why better to skip it. So, and it's interesting, junior with 3 years of experience. Okay. R, SAS, Power BI, Tableau. So probably they use either Power BI or Tableau. And based on my perceptions, maybe Power BI. They use R and SAS, some of those statistical packages. The SAS is really old thing, similar to SAP. It's a huge company where they usually works in enterprise companies, so the financial organizations, for example, like the scoring models for credit applications or credit risk. I know they have use case for marketing automation, but this is enterprise things. They're very expensive. Probably it's some kind of like big company. Okay, Let's move to LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, we have our interface that I used to work a lot. Here we can start from, okay, Equifax. Do we have, it doesn't tell us is it on-site or hybrid. Just 1 year of data analyst engineer experience. This is clear. SQL and Tableau, that's basically what I expect from data analyst role. You know one BI tool well, you know SQL really well. What nice to have? Google Cloud, and it means this Equifax running on Google Cloud. And this is my advice for you. You have to know at least one public cloud. Doesn't matter, it could be Azure, it could be AWS, it could be Google Cloud. They're all similar, just different interface, and their services have the different names. Proficiency in Java programming, it's the plus. Honestly, I don't think that's worth to invest your time learning Java. It's 100% good to learn the Python in the future of your career, but maybe here with ChatGPT, you sometimes you need like take Java snippet and understand what it's doing. But I don't expect for data analysts with the SQL and Tableau experience need to write the Java. I even don't know the use cases. And here another thing, in LinkedIn we sometimes can see how many applicants apply, and this means it's not yet clear. It doesn't mean like hundreds applicants apply. Maybe it's the number of people look to the jobs or click something, but it's not who actually applied. I don't know. And this is actually in Victoria, so it's very, very far. Melbourne, Australia, hybrid, on-site. It's actually lots of hybrid and on-site jobs. What they have, for example, for this Microsoft Excel and SQL. Okay, key accountabilities, data analysis, data governance, collaborations, and problem solving. Yeah. What else? They don't have much here. It's not clear because for me it's very important to understand what kind of data warehouse they have. Do they have data warehouse? Do they have the central BI tool? How big the team? What's the duties in terms of, do they use the version control systems? Usually the job description has lack of this information. As a result, they have just general information. And I mean, if you have just the general information about the job description, what's the point to publish this position? Probably everyone who applied the job, they're not even reading this. I don't think that anyone nowadays read the job description. They look to the title and hit apply. And probably like 70% people, they even don't have Australian citizenship or Australian permanent residence or working visa. Yeah, that's unfortunately. And as a result, for people who actually have all those kind of documents, they have hard time to apply for the job. A senior data analyst, college group, Victoria, a bit of ETL knowledge, SQL Server. Yeah, if I see the SQL Server instead of like Snowflake, Databricks, I don't know, at least Redshift, it's not that great in compare of like modern data stack. Yeah, and by the way, word modern data stack is not something cool to have, but somehow we can decouple legacy technology, and especially on premise like SQL Server and some modern tools that using a lot. Like Snowflake is a good example. It's a great data warehouse. And by the way, we didn't see any DBT so far. Data analyst. Okay, there is the data analyst. 500 a day. Australian citizen. Excel, Tableau. I don't know what this means. Python, SQL, I don't know what this means. ETL framework. Again, it's very hard especially you see for data analyst, it's very hard to understand what you're gonna do. That's why I can tell like for 95% of the analyst role, you need the SQL, you need one BI tool, you need public cloud knowledge, at least one, and You should be able to communicate with stakeholders, understand what they want. You need to be able to communicate with data team, for example, data engineers, to find data warehouse and understand how you can connect with SQL to query the data and how you can find the documentations. Maybe you also need to be able to connect to source systems like backend systems. And if you need to pull some raw data and compare with things you have here. Because one key, so the role of data analyst is to not just analyze the data, because I often talk about this, the value. You need to bring the value through the data analysis. So you analyze the data, you can find some insights, you can communicate with the business, and you can find the way how to improve the business. Because in lesson 1 of my course, I published the video about the goal of analytics: increase revenue, decrease the profit. All those jobs, they hire the data analyst role, so data engineers, to actually focus on the goal. How to, through this the data that organization accumulate, how they can make the right decision, how they can improve the business, improve the customer experience, improve their products, and so on and so on. Infosys Consulting. What they're searching for: SQL, a bit knowledge, machine learning, Python. Yeah, it's interesting. Like the job title data analyst, and I think it's not fair to publish like machine learning, AI knowledge here. Just, yeah, you need, instead you better tell what kind of data warehouse, what kind of ETL tools, what is the team, maybe some use cases, what's BI tool, what you need to do, like build the dashboard, so write the documentations, run the trainings for the business users. The perf, data analyst role. So for this example, right, build dashboards using Periscope. So Periscope is a BI tool. Didn't heard a while about this tool, so glad it's still someone using. And it's just a BI tool, connects data warehouse, create the dashboards and charts, reports, self-service analytics, and so on. Write SQL. So here we can see it's marketing KPI, so it's probably some kind of like digital marketing analytics, website traffic, leads, deals. So you need to be able, it's another important thing for the data analyst, you need to understand domain. So you can learn about the company, you can understand what kind of source systems they have, what kind of applications they have, and how to extract the data and be able use these data points to communicate with the business and help them to make decisions. Maybe you need to build just the dashboard with the marketing metrics, and everyone in marketing can use these dashboards. They can analyze marketing expenses, they can see conversion, attribution models, but you also need to know what those terms means. And because then you talk with the hiring manager, and here a very good example, if you see marketing, it's probably one of the hiring managers will be from the marketing team. So if you know what marketing is care for from the data analytics and market analytics, what kind of metrics they want to calculate, what kind of problems exist, what kind of tools they use, for example, Google Analytics or Google AdWords, social media, and they're running some marketing campaigns. So if you can talk with them on the same language they used to work, you have really high competitive advantage. And for data warehouse, yeah, it's not clear what they're using. MySQL, Postgres. Another thing what could be easily done, like you can copy paste the job descriptions in ChatGPT. It will give you the summary what they're doing. So TikTok, I know they have really good compensations, and they hire globally. For the team that they hire, no, and looks like in Australia, company don't like to publish their compensation package. I don't think it's way too higher, honestly. But what we have here, SQL, Python, R, or other programming. So I assume like company like TikTok, they definitely will ask you to do some Python and algo, like typical foreign companies. They will ask you to do lead code, Python, and maybe SQL task. So before apply the job, you need to be able to do this. What's about business? Let's check business intelligence in Australia. Oh, director, okay. No salary for director, then we skip it. Business intelligence lead. How many jobs? Like 20 applicants, not many applicants. It's good. What we're looking for, okay, they use the Power BI. The one thing is important. Most of the things, they remain the same. Competitive salaries, well-being, decision-making. So it's lots of, how we call it, water information, just copy-paste without actually clear what they're doing. So if you BI lead, you need to work with data warehouse, you need to work with data engineers, you need to work maybe machine learning engineers. So definitely would be nice to know more about what tools they have. And here we have only information about Power BI. So it's definitely not enough. BI engineer. So it looks like the BI job role is quite popular. So for many people, I noticed they like to put a junior data analyst or data analyst title. So I think put the title BI engineer is actually better than data analyst because it has slightly better focus. It means you work with BI tools, you can able not just to build the dashboards, but also you're able to administer it. So if you want to work as a BI engineer, BI developer, you need to know how to install Power BI server, how to install Tableau server, or what's the alternative, for example, Tableau Online or Power BI service, how to create the users, how to do, for example, role level security model, how to grant permissions, what kind of ways of authentications we have. So it calls BI administrator, and it's a very big part of the job, even if they're not specified here, especially for the lead job. BI, business intelligence engineer, what they're using, SQL, Tableau dashboard. So it looks like Tableau quite popular. I know in Sydney they have Salesforce, Tower, and they definitely have very good presence in Tableau. I know like almost 15 years ago, then Tableau just opened office in Australia. They're hiring BI consultants, maybe for pre-sales. I even applied and was really because I told you I really wanted to move to Australia. I was dreaming about how I will going to Australia and selling Tableau as a sales engineer. Yeah, but now I'm in Canada. It's rainy, but it's fine. We have ocean too, and it's way closer to States and Europe. Again, because those jobs, they're usually the same. The only thing we can see is the tooling, because the requirements are usually the same. The only important is the tooling. And this job has even the salary, report 80 hours ago, 100 applications, easy apply, plus it's probably their bonus. Oh, they implementing Microsoft Fabric. It means they're using the Power BI, and they're using maybe the Azure, ETL, SQL BI consultant. So nothing really exciting. Data analytics leader. The data analytics leader, again, Azure. Anyone using AWS or Google hiring, Google Analytics sales specialist, maybe it's some kind of like pre-sales role. The pre-sales or sales specialist, or sometimes it's customer engineer, sales engineer, you need to know product really well, and you do you work in collaboration with sales manager and the sales manager, and trying to talk about use cases, the business value, and then you as a sales engineer can do the demo of the product. So it's a nice job on one hand because you need to travel, meet different people, and you never go deep into details. You know product really well, and you do some kind of demo. What's interesting is director data analytics and insight, and the salary almost 250 per year. I think something similar like in Canada. And usually director don't do any hands-on. They manage the team, so it's important how big's the team, what's the business strategy, and what the challenges they have. So it's completely different things. big data, PySpark senior engineer. So it's similar as a data engineer. Work with the Python, PySpark, Spark technology. Oh, Amazon is in Australia too, so it's good. BI engineer. So Amazon, they don't have any data analyst roles, they have BI. And part of the job of BI, it's right in their matrix of the engineers. First of all, BI engineer is a technical position like data engineer and software engineer. The second, one of the expectations is impact on the business. So working, and it's very good, because working as a BI engineer, you're not just building dashboards, and for example, you can build a dashboard, no one really use it. So you build the dashboard, and this dashboard is going to be used by many different people. And you need to know how your dashboard will help to drive the impact on the business. I don't know, can you say that you build the dashboards that analyze marketing cost, and as a result, the company save like $100,000 on the marketing spending, or increase the conversion, or improve the attribution model, and so on and so on. And another benefits, a company like Amazon, it's giving you stock options, so you have your base salary and stock options, and also you have probably 2 years of sign-up bonus. Head of data, again, like you see, 220, not that high, but I don't think it's would be easy to find something else. Let's look for the data engineer. What they're using, the data is remote, on-site, hybrid, remote. So we can see at least we can see some jobs remote. It's good, because for me, working as a data analyst or BI engineer or data engineer or like any kind of engineer, you're totally fine to work remote. You maybe have once a month, like just meet with the team, go for drinks. But overall, be remote is nice because you can work in your own convenience. There is no pressure to commute. And why commute is important? Because probably soon we will start look to real estate prices, and it would be obvious if you want to take the mortgage and you need to commute to the office, it will be a while for you to commute. So what they have, or BigQuery. So the first thing I'm trying to see what kind of data warehouse they have, what kind of BI tools they have, and ETL tools. So they're running on Google Cloud. It is nice. They're using Looker. It's also not bad. So they expect that you have knowledge of BigQuery. Maybe they're using Postgres as their source systems. I don't know why they're using Golang. Maybe their backend is created on Golang, but backend like Postgres, data warehouse on BigQuery, the SQL knowledge, metrics. I don't think anyone will test your Golang knowledge because this is not that popular. There is also Go. Okay, our non-standard ETL workers are written on Go. And I think this company in particular, it's a great example then software engineers. So for example, they don't have any data engineers and they're software engineers, so they're DevOps engineers starting to build data analytics solutions. So the company decided, okay, we need data warehouse and we don't have anyone who doing this. Let's let our engineers to build. So the probably the engineers like knowing Go, they know in Golang, they build non-standard custom ETL, thinking about they're gonna save company money. As a result, with high chances, they just built legacy thing that is like black box, and no one really like it, and the company couldn't just stop it and throw it out because this will be like, how are you gonna load the data? So try to avoid the use case, especially if you have the power to use any customization. Even at least if they would use the traditional Python approach, and it would be easy for any other data engineer come and understand what they're doing. But using Golang, and I'm glad it's not C++, but still, yeah, I don't know why they're doing this. So you can see they also using Kubernetes and Docker. That's quite popular. so they can host different things in Kubernetes, and because it's the Google Cloud, they have managed Kubernetes. They host their containers there. They're using GitHub, so it's very good like engineering job, but with one drawback. They're using this custom non-standard ETL that probably just adding complexity, but it is what it is. Let's move to the next. Senior day, no, it's probably some kind of like contract job. What they expect, you know, SQL, or the first time we can see dbt. I think dbt is quite popular there. If it's dbt, and then they're using Databricks on AWS. So finally we can see AWS. And dbt on Databricks, it works, but in my opinion, I don't think that it's great collaboration between dbt and Databricks. dbt is awesome with BigQuery, Redshift, Snowflake, those like SQL-ish data warehouses. So Databricks, they probably better use the PySpark and not. I don't know why you need dbt. So they even have delta leaf tables. You have many other nice features. So adding the dbt in Databricks is just doesn't make any sense. But the marketing folks, the vendors, they will advocate you that actually, you know, like with dbt you can do dbt you can use on top of Databricks, and with lack of understanding how the things should work, people can go and build the things that just useless and waste their time. So this is good job description because it's clear. They're using Databricks, they're using S3 storage as a way they store the data. Maybe they use Delta Lake. I don't know why they use Glue Spark if they use Databricks Spark. Maybe they just expect that you like knowledge the Spark. IAM roles, so it's again, especially for data engineers, it's important. If you work as a data engineer, I always say, if, for example, for data analyst BI engineer, it's important to think about your impact and the business recommendations, and also a bit understand how DevOps things works in CLI and think. So for data engineer, the thing that's not super clear for everyone to know how to do infrastructure work. Like, for example, IAM roles, it means it's some kind of security. So you need both be able to do the networking in AWS. So for example, create virtual private cloud, subnets, and you also need to be able to create IAM roles, IAM users, how you're going to make your solution security, and maybe you need to use infrastructure as a code. They didn't specify anything about this. So it's a good question to them, why you're not using infrastructure as a code? Senior data engineer on Google Cloud, so it's quite popular. Databricks on Google Cloud. Oh, the Google Cloud platform, and they have like everything, knowledge of Snowflake, Looker, dbt, and many others. Oh, it's consulting business. Okay. Consulting business, one hand is good because you can learn and try many things. On the other hand, it's probably you just learn one project and you need to go to another projects. But the expectations, you like modern data engineer work with many different things, and they didn't tell how much money they want to pay you. What else we have? Looks like there are lots of consultant jobs. Next generation management consulting firm, again consulting. Australia is a big consulting company. They expect that you know AWS. I don't know that anyone use AWS pipeline. It's like very old thing now. Nowadays everyone use AWS, but they also expect you using Oracle data integrations, Matillion, Fivetran. Those like UI nice ETL tools. The Matillion is quite interesting, and this is probably the first time I see Matillion for a while. I used to work with Matillion in Amazon, and it's quite good. It's like traditional ETL tool with UI, drag and drop things, but yeah, it's probably again like job that you expect you know many different things, and also it's opportunity if you learner and you have the growth mindset that you can join as a consultant and learn all those tools. Lead data engineer, Australian, super, okay. Hybrid, like you need to know the Python, Spark, SQL, a bit of CI/CD pipelines, Azure DevOps. Redshift, Google Cloud, Azure Cloud, Synapse. Again, like what the point to specify all kind of tools and technologies from like all three public vendors? What is this? It's trying to be tricky about cloud, life and assisting. So here we can see Azure Synapse data engineering capabilities at the front. So assuming the customers of Microsoft, they're running on Azure, they're using Synapse dedicated pool, they not yet start using Microsoft Fabric, fortunately for them, but probably Microsoft Fabric, they will start. It means they're using the Power BI, they're using Synapse Spark pools, Azure DevOps, all makes sense. Yeah, why they put this? Like, okay, if you don't know Synapse, no worries. Like, you need to know some other like AWS or Google Cloud things. 170. Yeah, that's I think the good salary for data engineer. And if, for example, for analyst, like you should start look job from 120. For data engineer, you need like in this range at least. So here. The job is hybrid again, but you can see almost every job description has like CI/CD and DevOps. That's why, for example, learning GitHub Actions is a good thing to do. The Cosmos DB is Azure NoSQL database. They're using Databricks and they're using Azure Synapse. So it's like traditional Azure data engineer with Synapse and Databricks. It's interesting why they're using both Synapse and Databricks. Honestly, two things is competitive, and Databricks way ahead of Synapse. And I work on both, I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Databricks looks like quite popular, and we didn't see many jobs for Snowflake so far. So we see a lot of Azure, we saw Synapse, and we saw the Databricks, but the Snowflake looks like not that popular. But I'm glad to see something higher than 120 that we saw above. Or the staff data engineer. The staff data link to data platform. Yeah, I recently shared the feedback about the book that I finished, the staff data engineer, and what the staff engineers are doing. So you see the salary is different, so like 225, and the staff data engineer, it's alternative path. For example, you can be head of data, or you can be like senior manager for data analytics team, or you can choose to be staff data engineer, still individual contributor. Really nice job, really nice package. And this is less hands-on. Probably you need to think about like architecture, you need to solve like hard problems, you need a lot collaborate and mentor the team. That's why even if the job description is not that clear, I already told you what your expectations, you don't need to do lots of hands-on here. That's the thing. Yeah, that's good salary. How many applicants? Over 100 applicants. It's hard to see, is like really 100 people applied the job or like definitely less. But it's good salary range. I'm glad that they have it. Senior data engineer path. Roadmap. PL SQL. Okay, this looks like they're a bit behind. They're using still Oracle on-premise. As a result, you have PL SQL procedures. Probably the Oracle is their data warehouse. So it's like legacy thing. The downside of the legacy jobs, you might be successful to land because less demand for those jobs and even get like good salary, but as soon as you join this job, you're learning technology that are like 20 years old, and probably it would be very hard for you to jump to the jobs where you need like Databricks, for example. If you're not, but on the other hand, you may have the room to bring the proposal to the management if the management is okay, like doing some proof of concept on cloud, on Snowflake, on Databricks, and the next job we can see in Victoria is Databricks. So it looks like Databricks is booming in Australia. Of course, DevOps, data warehouse, slowly change dimension. If I got it right, AWS, Python, Scala, okay, GitHub, So traditional data engineering role, we focus on AWS Databricks. So in Capgemini, it's a big consulting company. Okay, what else they have? Azure data engineers. Oh, data engineer with Redshift knowledge. So that's also, for me, I like that job. They put in the title what actually they're looking forward. And I think this is some kind company, they may be like middlemen who search for candidates, but they have really short job description, focusing on the tools and technology they need. So Redshift, traditional, cloud, data warehouse, MPP, data modeling, I assume it's like dimensional modeling, your fact tables and dimension tables, data modeling, developer analyst, DB fit like ETL testing tools. I don't know what is this. I know this is IBM, I think it's IBM ETL tool. Yeah, that's not that nice. And what they're doing, maybe they do some kind of migration. Oh yeah, data migration is possible. So here, I assume what they're doing migration from some kind on-premise to Redshift. And honestly, I don't know why this company is doing migration on Redshift versus some other better alternatives. So I think it's done with the jobs. I did over and over the same thing with the jobs. I just look what the tools they use, and I can see couple tools, I can see couple sentences, and I can tell you ahead what they're doing, and also what's they about, like data culture and their maturity model. Okay, now we can go and check some properties in Australia and trying to get the cost. So this one is Sydney. What I did here, I trying, okay, 900,000 to $1.5 million, minimum 3 bedrooms, and we're curious what we can buy. So you see, something in this price range is outside of the Sydney. And I don't know, probably is one district is better than other, but we can try just randomly check what they have. House. And they also, not many jobs they put in their job descriptions. For example, let's look this one. I know it looks very old, but it looks very nice. And if we look to the description, again, it also will depend on their, what's the mortgage rate, what's the down payment. Yeah, that's probably quite old building. Or here we even have like estimation calculator. So you need to pay like 200,000. Yeah, that's like 20% deposit for these kind of things. On the closest to the Sydney, we can see like 1.2. That's probably the townhouse. Doesn't look nice. That's another townhouse that also doesn't look nice. Yeah, those townhouses, they're quite old, and they definitely need some. Oh, they already like in. I don't know what is this. Is it something they don't want to destroy? Ready to revamp or build. Okay, you can buy something for like 1.2 million and then do complete renovation for maybe another 500,000, and it will take you, I don't know, 6 months at least. So it's like, or maybe it's a do it yourself project. Let's try, can we go to Melbourne? Yeah, we can try to go to Melbourne and see what they have in Melbourne. For example, this is not far from the water. What you can afford for this amount of money. Yeah, and definitely for, like, if you're just searching for the first job in the data space, probably the best you can buy just 1 bedroom if you have some savings and deposit. This is nice, not that expensive, not that far, and looks really cool. I don't know, is it house or a townhouse? What is it? Architecture signature, 7,000 a month. Yeah, I pay exactly the same money for my townhouse where I'm sit right now. It's because of the high rate. This home, maybe it's the home. No, it's not the home. It's maybe duplex or something. Yeah, it's hard quickly understand what is it from the information, but anyway it looks quite nice. What else they have? For example, if we look something here, the price is not that bad. There is some renovation put in place. They usually not publish many pictures, but we can see that the prices is everywhere. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know which area of the city is good, which one is bad. Is this something new? We don't have the price, so 1.4 million. So probably it's the bigger house. What is this? It's development. 1.2. And maybe it's auction, it will be have some kind of bidding. Nice house, old and nice, with beams. They probably have some renovations in the rooms. So family friendly. They're quite nice and nice backyard. What's the price? Yeah, 1.3 million. Yeah, I think the price in Melbourne is better. I don't know what's the better, Sydney or Melbourne. You can comment about this. But so far, and if we go on the map and just trying to see what they have in Adelaide, where is it? Adelaide. Yeah, it's here to see the prices. It's actually what their prices. What you can buy for million townhouse. So it's actually quite expensive here. Maybe because it's brand new. Yeah, it looks quite nice and big. Yeah, that's the difference. So between Melbourne, Sydney, there you get old building. Here you can brand new, pretty big. And also we can see it's not far from the water. Again, I don't know what area is the best. I can just guess. You definitely, if you decide to buy something, you need to go there and see. Best offer source from, yeah, it's, I don't know, what's the market? Is it hot like? Is it bidding wars? For example, now in Canada, people not really buying anything, and there is customer market right now, so you can go and offer interest rate 6%. Again, quite nice building. Oh, they have the wine fridge, very nice. So good house, and yeah, I think people in Australia enjoy their life. So they have nice designs, nice city. What other things that we saw some jobs in Perth and some in Victoria. So this is the Perth, probably it's definitely cheaper, and definitely they have some jobs. So another strategy could be just moving to small city. That's what people doing in Canada and States. They're just moving to the small city. So here for 1 million, for example, you can buy the house with the pool. Really nice. But it could be lonely there. And the flight, pretty far if you want to fly to Sydney, Melbourne. So I think that's it. So we look some of the jobs. We tried the Cider, and yeah, if you're from Australia, yeah, let's tell me about this. Oh, this is Tasmania. Is it part of Australia? What they have on Tasmania? I don't think they have jobs there, but you can work remotely. And you see the prices in Tasmania, it's quite big. It's probably some kind of like mansion, so you can see, yeah, for $1 million you can live in this like nice, very nice building. Yeah, I think it's just hard to fly to anywhere, but I bet I can show later in Canada many nice places, like even here, like we have some islands close to Vancouver, and they're quite nice. They have the custom built buildings, they're cheaper than townhouse in the city. You see, they big, right? They even have like some old cars here. What's about maybe like some mansion? It's probably for like summer house, 1.2 million. You can buy like water view, like big house. So anyway, Australia is nice. Hope to come it next winter to check the cities, Melbourne, Sydney. Maybe we can run the Surfalytics bootcamp there. And thank you everyone. Bye.